Hey you guys, it's Brit. Tonight we're here to talk for a few minutes about Brianna K's trip to Greece. I had some updated thoughts, so if you're interested in hearing them, please keep watching. All right, you guys, so I'm sure you're all familiar with Brianna K, Bits of Brie. She's an influencer. She has presence on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. She does a lot of cleaning, organization type content. She also does, feature her kids. She's not, I always say, I don't consider her like a full blown family vlogger, even though I do think that she's put her kids in some compromising positions. FYI, there is still vlog footage of her children that are uncensored in older videos, and that's a whole problem in itself. But she's not a full-blown family vlogger, if that makes sense. So she in March announced that she was going to be doing this trip to Greece, girls trip, so fun, so just endless good times. And I immediately had a lot of questions about the security and also the price. Like, the price was a lot of money, $2,795. Essentially, you're paying $2,800 to go to a foreign country with a bunch of strangers to meet an influencer that you also don't know. And I just felt like it was very odd. If someone wants to do that, of course, that's their right to do so, but as an internet, we can also have opinions about said trip. So not only did I think that it was a lot of money to expect people to come up with just to come meet you. Like, let's be honest, you're an influencer, not a celebrity, not, saving the world. You didn't invent like the newest vaccine. Like, you're not out here saving dogs or saving people from homelessness. So I'm not going to pay $2,800 to come meet you. But there were some things included, her Instagram course and dinner and all this kind of stuff. Well, someone sent me that the link is now closed. So I will throw it right here for you guys. And it says trip closed. And it says this trip can no longer be booked. So there's one of two things that's happening here. Option one is that she didn't meet the minimum number of reservations needed to go forward with the trip, and that's why it's closed. That's what I think is happening here. And the reason that I say that is because she has been radio silent on Instagram and other platforms regarding this trip for the last couple of months. I have not heard her mention it once. I haven't heard her. Initially, when it was announced, she was talking about it every day. And then it went to like every few days, which is expected. But she's not said a single word about this trip for a very long time. And if she would have met the threshold and this was something that was coming up in less than 2 months, then to me, common sense would say she's going to be talking about it a lot. She's going to want people to know what to expect. I think what happened was she wasn't even close to the number that she needed. And that's why we haven't heard anything, because she just kind of wanted people to forget about it. The few people that allegedly booked their deposit, that's fine, but she didn't want to continue talking about something that wasn't going to happen. And she had to have known a while ago that she wasn't going to meet the threshold. Let's be honest. You're asking for $2,800, and that's not even including anything extra that someone might need while they're over there. Meals that aren't covered, going out and, you're probably going to want to buy stuff while you're there visiting a foreign country. So it's a lot of money. And let's be honest, times are really hard right now. Coming up with $2,800 to go meet a stranger in a foreign country is not on a lot of people's agenda. The second option that could have happened is that she did meet the threshold and the trip is closed because she met the threshold and the deadline happened, and now we're moving forward. The reason that I don't think that happened is because of her silence. If she would have met the threshold and this was happening, I've watched enough of Brie's content to know that she would be talking about this non-stop if it was going to happen. The fact that she's been so quiet, I think, says a lot. And historically, she's someone who stays very quiet during, during times like she will act like she's literally one of those people, the meme of the dog in like the burning building, and he's like, yeah, this is fine, everything's fine. That's Brianna K. She will sit there and literally act like the world is like, daffodils and sunshine when everything is falling apart, just to keep that persona, to keep that image that her followers know of, and not show them the back end of everything collapsing. And I think that she always misses out when she, gets rid of opportunities to relate to her audience, because as I said, she's a lifestyle influencer. So your life is your brand. That is your presence. You've included your subscribers in everything from having them in the labor room when you're having a child, to talking about marriage issues, to talking about really intimate things like breastfeeding and raising your children, and things to do with marriage. She's brought her subscribers along. So when I see her miss something like that, it's very interesting to me, only because she is a lifestyle influencer. If she was doing, she was a cooking channel and we hardly ever saw her kids and she never talked about her husband and he wasn't part of her content, then I would say, well, no, like there's no missed opportunity, because that's not part of her brand. That's not who she is. She's not a lifestyle influencer. So of course she's not going to talk about that. But that's just my personal opinion about this. Something else I thought of with this trip is it better that it worked out where it's not happening because of everything happening on the back end right now? As we all know, it's public knowledge, she's getting divorced. Is it better that she's not doing this Greece trip right now because of everything that's going on? Selling the Hawaii house. The Hawaii house is sold now. She's back in Ohio talking about decorating for fall. She still hasn't told her subscribers that Hawaii house is sold, even though most of them know. How would she dodge questions if this were to go through and someone that paid her $2,800 to go on this trip said, oh, you're getting divorced? How would she dodge those questions? And then someone else says, oh, I saw you sold your Hawaii house. She's literally on the spot. It's easier to avoid questions when you're doing premieres or monitoring your comments section, or, looking at comments on Instagram, because the person's not right in front of you. But what's going to happen when you're in a group setting with other subscribers and someone says, what happens with you and Adam? What are you going to say? You guys aren't allowed to ask me about my marriage? Literally, you're a lifestyle influencer and these people paid you $2,800 to fly to a foreign country and spend numerous days with strangers and an influencer that they don't know. So I do think that part of it is very, very interesting. I don't know what she's going to do next. I kind of think that she's just going to go on with life as normal. I think that she's going to continue to avoid questions. And someone left me a comment that said, oh, Brie is very intelligent. Do you think she doesn't have a master plan for all of this? And I don't really care if she has a master plan, because I think the opportunity would have been a while ago where you could have done something before people found out, because it's all public knowledge and they're asking you questions. That's been my point. Again, no details are needed, surface level explanations so that people can kind of relate. Okay, well, we heard her say this, so that means that. That's why we're seeing all of these other things. That makes sense. So I don't really care what her master plan is. I literally could not care less. I'm just a commentary channel here to give opinions on stuff that comes across my radar, things that I'm asked about. And when I was sent this link, I kind of started to think of the influencer that's going through major life changes right now, monitoring a comment section heavily, and then thinking of being face to face with a group of subscribers and not being able to avoid questions. So maybe it's best that this didn't work out. Again, based on my assumptions, this is not fact. I believe that she did not meet the threshold, and that's why it's closed, and that's why she is not saying a peep about it on social media. I think that she would be very loud and proud if she would have met the threshold and this thing was actually happening. And I just think that her silence speaks volumes. So either way, that's my thoughts on the Brianna K Greece trip debacle for now. So if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.